Recently, Baltimore County came out to take care of the rodent problem. And we greatly appreciate that in our neighborhood. And I would hope as a result of the county's efforts that this rat died. Phase 3 of Baltimore County's rat extermination problem seems to be working, but there are some major holes in the process, like these in the front yard and in the backyard as well. In 2017, we hope that the county and the exterminator that they have hired will be more thorough and not waste the taxpayers' money. A visit to the code enforcement in Towson, where we periodically stop by to get updates and ask code enforcement if code enforcement provided services for seniors and individuals with disabilities who found dead rodents on their property. Code enforcement advised Dundalk TV that they did not, and that it was the responsibility of the homeowner to discard the carcasses properly. Dundalk TV was also inquiring when Baltimore County was going to start exterminating the rats that were in the front yard. Fortunately, Dundalk TV was granted an interview with Adam from Code Enforcement. Adam, what else can you share with us about the rat abatement this time?
Well, the rat abatement, I mean, it's a county-wide thing that we're doing. There's a lot of focus on the eastern part of the county, and specifically in the 7th District. The exterminators are coming out to a lot of these neighborhoods several times a year to walk the neighborhood. They're professional licensed exterminators. They're walking the neighborhoods through the alleys, going into the yards. They're looking for rat holes, rat activity on a property. And if they find rat holes, what they do is they go ahead and treat the rat hole. And then they will mark the rat hole with some spray paint, and then put a ribbon on the gate showing that they treated the property. It's a red ribbon. If they are able to inspect the property and get in, but do not find any rat holes and no treatment was required, they'll mark it with a green ribbon to show the resident that it was at least inspected. More recently, they started doing the front yards as well. Before, it was kind of more of like a logistical issue that they were having as far as walking the backyards and then walking the front yards as well. But we do know that it is an issue in some people's front yards. It's just as much as it is in a rear yard. We tend to find more rat activity in the rear yard just because of the food source that's usually back there. It's where trash is picked up in most of the neighborhoods that we end up exterminating. Okay, so if someone isn't aware that you have come by and checked the yard and they have a problem in the front yard, what should they do? Yeah, so anytime we're in a neighborhood, you'll see signs posted that we're going to be coming in there. If you have a known problem of where you have some rat activity, sometimes it's behind a shed or, in the front yard under some bushes or something, you can certainly email us here in Code Enforcement, which you can find on our Code Enforcement page on the Baltimore County website. You can even give us a call. We're more than happy to take a look into those issues. The exterminators that are going around, it's in their best interest to exterminate as many properties as possible. But there's always human error where they don't see a rat hole or something. So if you know that an extermination was done and your yard wasn't treated, you can certainly let us know that as well. And the exterminators are usually more than happy to go back out and take a look for you. Okay, now you did 4 rat abatements in my neighborhood last year. You've done 1 so far this year, and that's for Logan Village. How many more are planned at this point in time? What is the procedure you're doing in my neighborhood? And then also, more or less in problem areas, what is your game plan? Well, in Logan Village, as you just said, we did 4 treatments last year. Basically, what a treatment entails, along with obviously what the exterminator does, but we go in and they do the neighborhood, and then 2 weeks later they go back and do the neighborhood all over again. So those are what the treatments. Right now we just did 2. We did 1, and then 2 weeks later we did another one. Usually we try to in most of these neighborhoods hit the neighborhood every, I don't know, just say 2 to 3 months. So although we don't have a firm schedule of when they'll be back in Logan Village, it is on the list of neighborhoods that we continue to do a cycle on. So I would say anywhere from 4 to 6 more treatments.
Okay, well, great. That sounds great. I'm so happy that the county is doing that, and now you have 3 exterminators, so you've upped your game, and things are becoming more serious. You're doing the front yard, and so you've given the information about how to contact code enforcement and what to do. Now, let's talk about how the homeowners can actually help code enforcement out and actually help their own neighborhoods out.
Yeah, so when it comes to extermination, you know, the exterminators come into these neighborhoods, making sure during that time frame of when the exterminators are going to be there, leaving your gates unlocked so they can get into the property, not having your dogs out. Those are all good things for the actual extermination process. When it comes to the rat population, number one thing that keeps rats in an area is a food source. The food source has to be addressed. Code enforcement has steps as far as sweeps and things go when it comes to addressing the sanitation issues, but we ask for help from the residents. I mean, we need you to keep your trash in cans with tight-fitting lids at all times, even when you put it out for trash the night before, because rats will stay around in an entire area and wait for that one trash night a week. Also, dog feces. You got to clean it up immediately. Dog feces is a source of is a food source for rats. A lot of dog food also has vitamin K in it. So when a rat eats dog feces and the vitamin K gets into their system, there are some over-the-counter extermination, I don't call them poisons, but baits that people use that can then make them immune to those poisons because of the vitamin K. That's what we've learned from our exterminators.
I just heard that too, that it'll actually neutralize the poison, and then the rats won't die. So
yeah, the commercial grade stuff is a little bit more powerful. It doesn't have as much of an effect on that, but through speaking with our exterminators, they have expressed that you know, the vitamin K, which are some of the lower powered over the counter stuff, is what gets affected by that.
Okay, so we discussed Logan Village, and there may be some neighborhoods that you're looking to target sometime in the future that you haven't done yet. Is there any neighborhoods like that, or can you share any information about neighborhoods that are going to be done next?
Well, just like Logan Village, I mean, we have a kind of a rotation of neighborhoods that we try to go into several times a year. You know, but we are always open and accepting, you know, new neighborhoods that could go into it. You know, we send inspectors out to evaluate, you know, neighborhoods if somebody wants to request their neighborhood to be exterminated. You know, we also have area inspectors that are in these areas every day off of our complaint based cases, and they come to us and give us recommendations in neighborhoods that need extermination.
I had a question about the collapsing of holes. The first exterminator that came out, once he did the treatment, he had collapsed the holes, and that was an indication that he was there, plus the spray paint. But now, from our last discussion I had with you, you told me that they're not exactly doing that on every occasion. Now, I'm wondering if you see the spray paint out there, what should a homeowner do? Should they hold off on collapsing the holes themselves, or what is the process there that you recommend?
Yeah, so the exterminators, when they go out there, they have their reasons for collapsing and not collapsing a hole. A lot of it has to do with what they're putting down into the hole, and also when they come back, if it's on their, say they're for a first round of treatment, when they come back, they like to see if the hole was still active or not. So if you get a hole, if you get an extermination done on your property and the exterminator has gone ahead and spray painted it and you know that it's treated, maybe give it a couple days. Collapsing the hole, most cases has to do with being able to see if the hole was then dug back out and see if there's still rat issues. Usually once you collapse the hole and the hole was not dug back out, the rat issue has been taken care of that was in that burrow.
Dundalk TV would like to thank Adam for doing the interview and Baltimore County for taking the rat problem more seriously.